My dear friends, my future champions, today I want to share something incredible with you. Something that could completely transform your life, just like it has changed mine and millions of others. You know, sometimes the biggest changes in our lives start with the smallest steps, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Let me tell you a powerful story, my friends. Imagine a young athlete lying in a hospital bed, his face badly injured, breathing through machines. This wasn't just any story. This was James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, and this moment changed everything for him. You see, my dear champions, life sometimes hits us hard, doesn't it? Maybe you've had moments where everything seemed impossible, where your dreams felt too far away. I know that feeling, and so does James Clear. My friends, here's something fascinating that happens to all of us every single day. Think about this morning. Did you automatically reach for your phone when you woke up? Did you put on your shoes the same way you always do? Did you follow the same route to work or school? These are all habits, and they're controlling our lives more than we realize. But here's the exciting part. Once you understand how habits work, you can use them to create the life you've always dreamed of. You know, my future champions, many of us think we need to make huge, dramatic changes to improve our lives. We tell ourselves, starting Monday, I'll completely change my diet. Or then, I'll exercise for 2 hours every day. But let me share a secret with you. This approach usually doesn't work. Why? Because our brains don't like big, sudden changes. It's like trying to lift a heavy weight without any training. You'll probably give up or hurt yourself. Let me give you a real example that many of you might relate to. Remember when you first learned to brush your teeth? It probably felt like a boring, difficult task. But now, you do it automatically, right? You don't even think about it. That's the power of a habit. And just like brushing your teeth became automatic, any new habit can become just as natural if we approach it the right way. My dear friends, here's something that might surprise you. Every single day, your brain processes millions of pieces of information. That's like trying to read thousands of books at once. Impossible, right? That's why your brain creates habits. They're like shortcuts that help you deal with all this information without getting overwhelmed. Understanding this changed my life, and it can change yours too. Here's a simple truth that I want you to remember, my champions. You don't need to make perfect changes. You just need to make tiny ones. Imagine you're saving money. If you save just $1 today, it might not seem like much. But if you do this every day and gradually increase it, something magical happens. It's the same with habits. Just one tiny positive change, repeated every day, can transform your entire life. Let me share something personal with you, my friends. When I first started making changes in my life, I used to get frustrated because I couldn't see results quickly. Maybe you feel the same way sometimes. But here's what I learned, and what James Clear explains so beautifully. Every small action you take is like planting a seed. You might not see the tree today, but it's growing beneath the surface, getting stronger every day. My dear future champions, think about who you want to become, not what you want to achieve, but who you want to be. Do you want to be healthy? Start by drinking 1 extra glass of water each day. Want to be a reader? Begin with just 1 page every night. Want to be more organized? Start by making your bed each morning. These might seem too simple, but remember, every expert was once a beginner, and every big achievement started with a small step. You see, my friends, the beautiful thing about habits is that they work like compound interest in a bank. One small positive habit might only improve your life by 1% today. But when you keep at it, day after day, these tiny improvements add up to something amazing. After 1 year, you could be 37 times better. Isn't that incredible? Let me tell you something important, my champions. Your environment shapes your habits more than your willpower. Think about it. If you keep cookies on your desk, you'll probably eat them, even if you're trying to eat healthier. But if you keep fruit there instead, guess what you'll reach for when you're hungry? This is why we need to make our good habits easy and our bad habits difficult. My dear friends, as we wrap up this first part of our journey together, I want you to remember this. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. Every time you choose to take the stairs instead of the elevator, you're voting to become a healthy person. Every time you choose to read instead of watching TV, you're voting to become a learner. These votes might seem small, but they're building your future, one tiny choice at a time. Thank you, my champion, for dedication to your goals. Let's dive into section 2, where we'll explore the practical secrets of building powerful habits that stick. Section 2 is about the 4 life-changing laws of habit building. My dear friends, imagine you're trying to find your way in a dark room. Frustrating, right? That's exactly how many of us feel when trying to build new habits. But today, I'm going to give you a flashlight, 4 powerful laws that will light up your path to success. These laws are so simple that even a child can understand them, yet so powerful that they can transform your life. Let me tell you something amazing, my future champions. Your brain is like a supercomputer that's constantly looking for 3 things. What can make my life easier? What can make me feel good? What can help me survive? Once you understand this, building habits becomes like playing a game that you know how to win. Isn't that exciting? The first law, make it obvious. My dear friends, have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten what you wanted to do there? Don't worry, it happens to all of us. This happens because our brain needs clear signals, what we call cues, to trigger our habits. Let me share a personal example that changed my life. I used to forget taking my vitamins every morning until I placed them right next to my coffee maker. Now, every time I make my morning coffee, I see the vitamins and remember to take them. Simple, right? Here's a powerful trick, my champions. Create a habit stack. It's like building a sandwich. You take something you already do automatically, like brushing your teeth, and stack your new habit right on top of it. Want to start meditating? Tell yourself, after I brush my teeth, I will sit quietly for 1 minute. Want to exercise? Say, after I put on my work shoes, I will do 5 jumping jacks. Your old habit becomes the reminder for your new one. The second law is make it attractive. My friends, let's be honest, our brains love rewards. It's like having a little child inside us, always asking, what's in it for me? This is why we need to make our new habits attractive. Think about it. If you want to read more books but love watching TV, try this. Only watch your favorite show while riding an exercise bike, or only listen to your favorite music while studying. See what I did there? We're making the good habit more attractive by connecting it with something you already enjoy. Let me share something powerful with you, my dear champions. Every habit has 2 faces, the beginning and the end. The beginning might be hard, like getting up early to exercise, but the end always has a reward. Feeling energized and proud. Most people focus on the difficult beginning, but successful people focus on the rewarding end. Start thinking about your habits this way and watch how your perspective changes. The third law is make it easy. My future champions, here's a secret that changed my life. Starting is more important than succeeding. You see, many of us fail not because we can't do something, but because we try to do too much too soon. Remember this golden rule. Make it so easy you can't say no. Want to start running? Don't think about running 5 kilometers. Just put on your running shoes and step outside. Want to write a book? Don't aim for 1,000 words. Write just 1 sentence. Here's a story that will inspire you, my friends. There was a photography teacher who divided his class into 2 groups. The first group would be graded on the quantity of photos they took. Just 1 photo would get a C, 2 photos a B, and 3 or more an A. The second group would be graded on quality. They just needed to submit 1 perfect photo. Guess what happened? The quantity group produced the best photos. Why? Because they were practicing, making mistakes, and learning, while the quality group was paralyzed by perfectionism. The lesson: start small, but start now. The fourth law is make it satisfying. My dear champions, have you noticed how easy it is to play video games for hours? That's because games give you immediate rewards, points, levels, achievements. We need to create the same feeling with our good habits. Here's what I do. I keep a simple calendar, and every day I complete my habit, I mark it with a big X. After a few days, you'll see a chain forming, and trust me, you won't want to break that chain. Remember, my friends, immediate rewards are crucial for building long-term habits. If you want to save money, transfer 100 to your savings, but also give yourself 10 to spend on something fun. If you want to eat healthier, reward yourself with a small treat, not a huge dessert, after a week of clean eating. Make the habit itself feel good, and you'll want to repeat it. Thank you, my champion, for sticking with me. Now, my friend, let's dive into our final and most powerful section, where we'll learn how to make these habits stick for life and overcome any obstacle that comes our way. Section 3 is about process of making your habits last forever. The Champion's Guide. My dear friends, imagine you're climbing a mountain. You've learned the techniques in our first section, you've got the right tools in our second section, and now you need the warrior mindset to reach the top. That's what we're going to build together right now. Listen carefully, my future champions, because what I'm about to share with you is something that most people never understand. The biggest enemy of success isn't failure, it's boredom. Yes, you heard that right. Let me explain something that changed my life forever. You see, everyone can get excited about a new habit for a few days. Everyone can eat healthy for a week. Everyone can go to the gym for a month. But true champions are the ones who can stick to their habits, even when the excitement fades away. Let me share a powerful story with you, my friends. Think about bamboo trees. Did you know that for the first 5 years after planting, you see almost nothing above the ground? Just a tiny shoot. But during these years, the bamboo is building a massive root system underground. And then suddenly, in the 6th year, it grows up to 90 feet tall in just 6 weeks. Your habits work exactly the same way. You might feel like nothing is happening, but trust me, below the surface, you're building something incredible. My dear champions, here's a secret that successful people know. Falling down isn't the problem. Staying down is. We all make mistakes. We all miss a day of exercise, eat unhealthy food, or skip our reading time. But here's the golden rule I want you to burn into your mind. Never miss twice. If you miss one day, that's okay. It's just a mistake. If you miss 2 days, now you're building a new habit, a bad one. Here's something practical that you can start using today, my friends. I call it the 2-minute recovery rule. When you feel like skipping your habit completely, just do it for 2 minutes. Can't motivate yourself to study? Just read 1 page. Don't feel like exercising? Just do 2 push-ups. Don't want to write? Just write 1 sentence. This works because once you start, it's easier to continue. It's like pushing a car. The hardest part is getting it moving, but once it's rolling, it's much easier to keep going. My future champions, let me tell you about identity, the most powerful force in habit building. You see, every time you stick to a habit, you're not just performing an action, you're building proof of who you are. Every time you make your bed, you become more organized. Every time you read a page, you become more knowledgeable. Every time you exercise, you become more healthy. These small wins are like votes for your new identity. Here's a powerful truth, my dear friends. Your habits are like the atoms of your life. Alone, they seem insignificant, but together they create who you are. Think about it. You are your habits. The way you talk, think, eat, move, react to stress, these are all habits. And the beautiful thing is, you have the power to change them all. Let me share something personal with you, my champions. When I started my journey of change, I used to get discouraged because I couldn't see results quickly. But then I learned to trust the process. Like a pilot flying through clouds, you might not always see where you're going, but if you trust your instruments, your habits, they will lead you to your destination. Remember this, my friends. Progress is not linear. Sometimes you'll feel like you're moving forward quickly, other times it will feel like you're stuck. This is normal. Think of it like warming up water. It stays at the same temperature for a while and then suddenly starts boiling. Your habits work the same way. Keep going and you'll reach your boiling point of success. My dear champions, as we conclude our journey together, I want to leave you with this final thought. You are not just building habits. You are building your future self. Every small action you take today is like sending a gift to your future self. Every healthy meal is a gift of health. Every page you read is a gift of knowledge. Every penny you save is a gift of freedom. So, my friends, start small, but start today. Trust the process. Embrace the boredom. Fall in love with the routine. Because one day you'll look back and realize that those tiny changes you made weren't so tiny after all. They were the building blocks of an extraordinary life. Remember, my future champions, you have everything you need to succeed already inside you. Now go out there and make your dreams reality, one small habit at a time.